Okay, so we're back from the meditation and getting ourselves into a nice, neutral, creative space. Beautiful way to start this idea. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, and then we will, I'll just do the desktop, and then we'll put into that space that we were just playing with some of our dreams and hopes for 2017 as far as what we want to create here in this community, and how that might be put together. And I see, is that big enough where people can see it there, that those of you that are on Zoom? Sweet. I have everybody unmuted, so if it's difficult to hear anything, let me know. I can change that, but for the moment, I just left you unmuted in case anybody has anything to say. You can see the letter okay there?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not seeing anything except your faces again. So if we're supposed to be seeing something, I'm not seeing it yet.
Oh, okay.
Is that you, Carolyn?
Yes.
People other than Carolyn seeing a letter on the screen?
I see the letter.
Yeah. What's up with you, Carolyn?
I don't know.
I don't know. Let's see.
Let me see if it's on another screen by any chance.
I'll stop.
No, it doesn't appear that's the case either.
I'll stop the share and do it a different way. I'll just choose the document here. Let's see.
Okay.
See if that does it a little bit better for you. How's that?
I have clicked full screen.
I have full screen too.
No.
I don't know what's up.
You have what?
I can listen. I'm sure I'll get it from listening.
What are you seeing exactly, Carolyn?
The same screen with you, Brad, and Gunther, and our little pictures on top.
That's a point, all right.
I think so.
Yeah.
Do what?
You might need to take it off full screen to show the share, all right? That might be.
Okay, I'll take it off full screen. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
So this is, letter we kind of put together, after you have a meeting, you put together meeting minutes, basically, what was discussed. So this is kind of my rendition of what we talked about last time and putting it together kind of in a format. I thought at some moment in the morning, I thought, oh, that'd be really good to send this off to, the Kesha people and let them know what we're thinking of and what types of things that we're looking at incorporating here. And I also had a question, so that's what started it. So I sent this actually to John Bliven at the Kesha Foundation in Arizona. They've just started, I guess, their production there, and they're making some things, and they've got things online now where you can actually order parts of magrabs and things like that. Yeah, when we were in Arizona just before the Yelm event, we got to take a tour of the facility and meet the guys there and just kind of get to know what they were starting on, what they were doing. Pretty amazing operation. So anyways, I went in and put this together. I'm not going to read this whole part of it. It's just kind of introducing us and what we're starting to meet, and we're starting to come up with some dreams about how we can incorporate teaching some of these principles in our area and what would be a good place to start with that. And that we'd like, their input and their, what would you call that, energy behind it.
I didn't quite read that.
Pardon?
At the bottom.
Say again what you said.
You scrolled up before I read the last 3 lines.
Oh, okay. It just that we're part of the question was, how would the Kesha Foundation be involved in something like this? Is it something that they would support either, financially or otherwise, or be involved in? What kind of things can we say and do and sell and stay within the ethos of the foundation and what Kesha is intending to do? Because that would be my choice to be in alignment with that. And we'll see John's response here in a minute. So these are the things that we were kind of looking at for you know, if we had our ultimate, what would we call it? Kesha Technology Workshop Building. I don't know. There's going to be a better name than that. Someone will give it to us.
Gathering place, something like that. Yeah.
A hub of Kesh technology, plasma teachings, and whatnot. What types of things would we want to have there, and what would that look like? Plasma Center. Whoa.
State Washington.
Yes, there we go. So it would be a place to have regular workshops, you know, in that facility, instruct the local people in the basics, as well as, you know, all the way through the little more advanced studies on site, and kids too. I think that's great to have kids involved. I saw some places that were having like little summer camps and things like that, for kids would come in for a weekend workshop or whatnot, or they'd even learn some of the techniques and then be the teachers.
Yeah.
Because to me, the kids are going to get this faster than the rest of us that are having to unlearn some things, right? I think it's going to.
Hey, Heather, on number 2, third one down says branch out. What does that sentence mean?
To not so local sites as opportunities arises. So, you know, like a team that would go out and do workshops, like Carolyn and Whitney and Brad, and people that would get in you know, like a tour, like Carrie and Whitney and Carolyn have been doing, you know, where you would, you know, kind of have a basic workshop.
Northwest maybe or something.
Exactly. You know, here's your 2-day workshop, here's your materials, here's your laminated things, here's your you know, kind of the PowerPoint, you know, the schedule, and then you just do that for 2 days places, or 3 days, or whatever, you know, as a outreach workshops and stuff.
Starting in Seattle or Olympia,
There or something.
if we got connection.
Yes, and that's the way Carrie's done it. That's the way that Carrie and Whitney have done it. Someone will say, hey, I see you're in Oregon this week. Can you come to California next weekend? And then they just do.
Yes, and I had the dream when we have a local expo, then people, others not from the school, just from somewhere in town, geniuses, people who are driving the Tesla cars and all of that, that we invite them. And then at the end of the meeting, oh yeah, I have friends in Seattle. I know people in Seattle, an example.
Yes.
And then we get the connection.
Oh, yes.
When we go public here.
Yeah, I don't see it as being a problem in doing that. I see it as being there's going to be probably more opportunities
oh, yes.
I'm not going to say more than we have time or energy for. I'm going to say there will be plenty of resources and synchronicities and time and energy to supply what the world wants us to do.
Yeah, and it would be great if we have somebody who is visiting farms and farmers.
Yes, the agriculture part. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I see a huge.
And those are alternative good people. They are already with nature, and they love to see what plasma technology can do for them.
And that's such a beautiful way to demonstrate to people the power of it when they see their plants growing.
Here is one farm, Paradise Organic.
Yes.
And they will join very soon.
Well, that's what I was calling plasma teams. I see like teams of people that kind of get the subject. You would go on site to these places. You would teach them how to make GaNS. You teach them how to incorporate it in their business.
Yeah.
And then, you know, for that, you know, do it on site there in their business.
Yes, and when we have our expo, we have a speaker, you know, from our group talking about the agricultural application in example.
Yeah, basically multiplying Whitney and the others, you know, as we get more and more skilled.
And there'd be teams for different areas, like you said. You could even go out to grocery stores. You could go out to farmers markets, you know, places like, if they just knew how to spray CO2 GaNS on their veggies before they put them out, you know, and then they would last longer. The people would like them more. The people would feel real good when they ate them. You know, go out to restaurants and show them how to incorporate plasma technology into their business. Go out to spas and hotels and teach them how to plasmify their, you know, their health stuff that they're advertising there. That would even exponentiate that.
Yes,
I see people doing that.
To reduce their corruption.
Go spray the politicians. Okay. Well,
that would probably be last on the list.
I think we're gonna get.
No, sorry. That was just not right. We want to support them.
Yes, we would hire the housekeepers
There you
to go in there and clean the
Yeah.
building with the CO2.
That's true. That's true.
I was seeing one of those, you know, the people that have the truck and they go around and wash cars and they have that big bucket in the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plasma water, and then you go around
Yeah, that's
spray everything. Spray everything.
That's right. That's
But
right.
people would call you. They
Something
would call
good for a
the
change.
plasma mobile to go
Yes.
around and plasmify their house,
Exactly.
their garden, their whatever, just spraying it. Yeah, I think that would be.
Do you know that when you add
Use-
plasma water, I think CO2 to paint,
Yeah.
it is insulating. It's supporting the insulation.
Oh, and a lot of
How
other
about
things.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also like.
No, I
the,
heard it from in the German.
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear what Gunther
Oh,
said.
Gunther, say what you.
If you are adding CO2, I think it was, to your paint, when you paint a house, that adds to the insulation value. It's to the insulation.
Yeah, the house stays warmer.
Yes, yeah.
It stays
and when
more.
you spray your windows, it's in
Yeah.
winter time, it's supposed to be also a barrier from the cold.
Yeah. Well, the plasma is intelligent to the people that are in its environment, right? So it's going to do whatever is comfortable for that being to experience. And so that would be part of the plasma teams, go out and educate people what plasma is for and what it does, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, and then also, you know, the place would have, you know, rent and bills because it's a building probably, unless we find some beautiful person that, and that's a possibility to me,
Yes.
that they just have a building and they love plasma and they love the technology and they
Yes.
want it to be
Yes.
on their land. They want it to be part of their business. They say, I've got these 3 rooms in the back that I'm not using. Come on in and do your thing here. You
And
know.
here, this is something we can create when we do our group plasma meditation.
Yes.
We can put that at the end,
Yes.
and then we have 2 minutes or 5 minutes, or we hold the focus for a couple of minutes, and then it.
Oh, yes. Agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Wow.
And then, you know, storefront, you know, from everything from what we build and create there in the facility to, you know, being a place for the people that are doing the, what do you call yourself, Jack? Remind me. Linda, I need the plug.
Yes.
The people that sell the stuff from the foundation, distributors. Thank you. You know, a hub for a space to bring things from Keshe, Arizona, Keshe, Italy, to sell from, you know, that space there and educate people about them. We could even have like a, you know, plasma kitchen. You know, there would be a lot of people there working and doing things, so there will be people making plasmified salads and sandwiches, but there may also be an opportunity to have drive-through where people come and they just want to buy a plasmified meal, right?
Oh, yes.
We could even have, I see the,
Food court.
yes,
Christine is working there, and she was once or is still.
Thank
part
you.
of it.
I see, you know how they have the things where you can get all different kinds of daiquiris on the wall, and then they give you a squirt of a strawberry daiquiri or a banana. So I see the
Those
plasma
yogurt
waters.
shops. Those yogurt shops.
Yeah, yogurt shop way, but I see all the plasma waters on the wall, and then somebody walks by and they fill up their little plasma cup.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, because that's something, it doesn't cost any money to do that. It's distilled water that's been plasmified.
Yes.
And you can
that's
just run
right.
it, you know? Plasmify your employees, your neighbors, your friends, your boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would be great to have a system that we can have a tech report, or what's it called, that they report back on us about the
Testimonials?
Like
testimonials. Yes.
Okay.
What is it? Tech report? No, what's it?
Hello?
Consumer reports? Yes, somebody was saying something?
Yes, I have 2 questions. My neighbor sells her raw goat milk, and what might I suggest to, or give to her, or suggest she get to improve the goat milk for everybody?
Oh, beautiful. I love raw goat milk.
Yes.
And if you don't mind, can we have that question after we finish this little list here and
Okay.
this little section? Yeah, because we do want to have some time for sharing and Q&A and stuff.
Okay, as long as you get back to me. Yes.
Not a problem. What was your name?
Ann.
Okay, great. Okay. So, okay, and we have a plasma experience area, you know, where people, kind of like we had in that back corner of the expo that Jean was working at, where there's a, you know, they can experience what plasma feels like. You know, they have the panels there, they have, you know, a Rodrigo tower, or they have the big plasma patches. They have a massage table where they can just lay down and just feel what plasma does.
Yeah.
They have a blue room here.
Yes.
So extraordinary healing through blue lights and blue frequency. And we can have our plasma healing.
We have
room
a, exactly.
here, just nearby.
Yes. Uh-huh. And that's, yeah, as far as the medical stuff, you know, to me, if my understanding is that if I'm showing people how to make something that they're going to experiment with for their own health, there's nobody that can say anything about that. Now you start charging for stuff and saying that you're going to heal this and that, then you're in a whole nother realm, which I choose not to get involved in. But you can certainly teach people how to do things that they take home and they work with, or they learn how to use it or how to make it and what it feels like.
And like you say, you know, if you offer it for free, you know.
Or as an energy exchange, you know, maybe they would work in the back and spin coils, you know, or make sandwiches, or, you know, things like that. Bake cookies, exactly. Clean the place. Do dishes. Okay, and then we have just, you know, a resource area. Obviously, it would be great, like some of the people that are doing this already in other countries, they run Zoom meetings while they're doing workshops. They run Zoom meetings while they're teaching people. And anybody on the planet can just pop into that and learn what you're doing and ask questions and respond to things. Farad does a great one is he in Germany or Iran?
Who?
Farad? Farhad Armeni. He does that at his workshops. And then, you know, there would be a place where people can, you know, listen to all the YouTubes, or listen to, you know, the workshops and things like that.
Watch and
Right on site.
Right on the side. Like a plasma library, you know, and there would be the plasma encyclopedias that we're working
Like
on.
somebody making something and they wondering about this thing, it can go right over there to the resource.
Here's the PDF, and here's the YouTube, and here's and have big screens all around. Here you go.
Yes.
And have some way that people can know what the latest up-to-date information is that replaces, since everything is so dynamic and fast-paced and moving and changing, we want to get the latest information and not something old from a few months ago.
So we need to hire somebody that's keeping up with that.
That would be kind of a challenge.
Oh, good luck with that. Yes, but exactly, dear,
Well,
because
you know what? One of the things
evolving.
That be a
good about it.
Well, it is what I'm doing. It's just that I'm still.
And there are people doing
I'm
that.
working
So.
both last year and current.
Yeah.
What is Gina saying?
All the topics of one lecture of test.
It's the sort of thing I want to do
Yeah.
for myself.
Jean, she was trying to hear what you said, I think, so if you can say that you're doing.
Say that again.
Oh, I'm
What
trying
you-
to organize. I'd love help, but I'm trying to organize this for myself so that there are topics but just ways of organizing it. Lots and lots of ways of organizing it, because it's so wide a subject.
Yes.
But I think it should be organized so that you can just go and say, I need to know about.
And we can go into that at some.
And then, give some kind of a heading.
Yes, and a lot of that has been started in different.
Right.
I mean, there's that Transformicom. Have you seen that one? The medical teachings, we're starting to log all of those as well. And the guy in, Dr. Cornelius, I think is his name, from New Zealand. He pretty much transcribes everything with a beautiful being named Lynn. And then they try to get together and they put the screenshots with the transcription.
Oh,
And then later we try to pull down some of what was learned in this section into a chart. And, so there's a lot of people that are working on that, but they should get their heads together so they're not all double doing it.
I think another thing that's really important in anything that we do is try to have a fairly consistent layout and a date somewhere prominently displayed.
Okay, so this just kind of wrapping up that dream letter, and let's see. That, you know, we're asking the universe, and, you know, Keshe Foundation is included in that universe. You know, what are the possibilities for us to do this type of thing? What type of resources and support would they be able to provide, and what do they expect in this type of a setup, those types of things. So I'll go ahead and close that one. And does anybody else have anything to add? Because we can always add to that list, you know, the dream list. I think it'll probably get longer and longer. I'm going to bring up the response from John. You know what? Just 1 second. Let me stop the share and just make sure, see if there's anything on the chat.
Good idea.
Let's see. Hey, Yaz. Let's see. Yaz says there are houses that are empty and are looking for somebody to take care of their empty house. And let's see. Yasmin said she was thinking of a family in Yelm or near or Lacey. I think, yeah, she mentions Bo Foster. I think
talked to her
he's already been going around.
So we are communicating.
Bo. And there's a place that, is that still available? The one that you were looking at, that's like a thrift shop that was in near?
It's available.
It would be great to have something with a live working kitchen.
With the response,
Plumbing,
we catch,
things like that.
and if nobody is responding, I don't follow that list anymore.
Well, did you find out the price?
Yes, it's 1,200 plus.
That takes care of it.
Yes, and I've been also posting on Betty's ads about that
That's
we
nice.
are looking for people, they might have a part of it, that they rent a part of it. So that because there are 2 or 3 more rooms to the back and one with street front.
Are you guys seeing that letter
I
there?
haven't got any.
Heather?
Yes.
Do you have on your list a team to go into the early grades of elementary school?
Oh, love it. Yeah, and especially even the private schools and any of the schools, the science, you know, parts of the schools, the science fairs,
Like the kindergarten or first grade?
Yeah.
Like Emoto's vision of having the children's booklet. I went to Traditions when Michi and Ted were here.
Yep.
And then we also had the conference with Standing Rock people. Anyway, Emoto's vision was to have that little children's booklet in the hands of all, you know, because the children from 0 to 6 or 7, they're just all alpha. They just take in everything they are exposed to. So if we could teach this while they are young, as well as the piece and how the thoughts affect the water.
Oh, they're going to resonate with it, and they're going to pick it up.
They're going to grow up with it, and then that would just change the planet itself.
Oh yeah, love it. Yep, definitely.
I know the science teacher of the Phoenix.
Yes,
school.
And the principal, Yasmin's had contact with the principal, and we were actually talking about maybe doing something in coordination with them, either with them at that school or doing a workshop separate, you know.
Heather, back to what I'm reading, I can see the first line goes from this and then it ends at products T. So the stuff to the right I can't see.
Okay, let me slide you over. Thank you. How's that? I was trying to stay away from my little block over here that has you guys. Let me see if I can, usually I can pop it on top. There we go. How's that?
It still has not moved. It ends with products T, whatever the T word is.
Products that did not work or harm another foundation credibility with someone else.
Maybe it needs to be narrowed up.
Yeah, I just did that and it gave me that bonk.
Oh, I see. It's not.
How come it talks to you? It doesn't talk to me. Linda's the techno queen, so she's helping me out with that. Thank you. Okay, is that better? Is that better?
No, well, now it's smaller. I can see that, but now I don't see what's after that, and it's smaller. And I've got about 3 inches of nothing on the left.
Oh,
She's playing with it.
it's still sending.
Okay, what do I, fit to window? Oh,
Is anyone
Okay.
else having trouble seeing it?
I can see the whole thing now, but it is a little smaller. But if you can make it slightly bigger, that would be great. Otherwise,
Whoa.
And that people want to read it for everyone.
Oh, yes.
Once we get-
If it's
Yes.
important.
Yes,
I
yes.
see it's important
Okay.
when we are manufacturing things here.
Now you went smaller again.
First is.
Well,
when we
we're not,
have-
this one's not moving.
It's, I can try to share it a little different way. Just one second.
Okay.
Stop share. Sometimes it makes a difference if you share your desktop or you share the document.
Is that Erica on there?
I'm here.
Hello,
We're
Erica.
only seeing the top of your head.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Wonderful.
Bring your camera down some
Yeah, so you can.
So we can see the rest
I
of
don't
it.
think that's
Yeah,
Erica.
that's better.
Yeah.
There you go. We see it now.
Carolyn, you're muted.
I even don't have to push a button that you can hear me. That's
I'm
great.
going to unmute all for the moment. And if you've got something going on that's a little bit louder than you want it to be, then you can mute yourself. Okay, how's that? I shared it differently. Is that going to get it to where
Well, there
you...
was a brief time when it was really great, but now it's smaller, but it's all there.
Gosh, because it's covering up my entire screen here.
Yeah, if we make it bigger, it's going to be way off
Okay,
the
well, I'm
screen.
going to read it. Here we go. Okay. So this is back from John, response to ours. This is an area that we attempted to assist with as if some unlicensed person were to sell products that they didn't work or harmed another. The foundation credibility would suffer even though they were acting on their own behalf. He's responding to, I was just asking about, I noticed that people are selling things on eBay and like Etsy shops and even, all over the internet. And some of them are, you know, they're priced nominally, you know, where it seems to make sense. And some of them are not, you know, and I'm just kind of curious what their thought was about that. It's okay to start selling things. You know, I don't feel like we've had the thumbs up totally on doing that or clarity on, you know, what we can say, the words nano and GaNS, you know, can we say those types of things, because that goes with all kinds of business relationship stuff. Anyways, he said, Mr. Kesh is aware of the issue, and to date his words are that if they will have to answer to their own soul and let them be. So there.
Okay.
So they will have to answer to their own soul and let them be.
Telling me I
This is for
can
those people that
sell
send me
Helix cups for $10 and not for $90.
Right. Probably because there are some like yourself who are operating within the ethos of the foundation and give much more than they take. As a collective, we need to be able to bring this technology to our communities, and part of that is providing devices and tools that can further the evolution of what's coming forward. In my conversation with Armin, he suggested that we use the manufacturing site to build a network of groups that we are able to review their process and make sure they are correct and put their products on our USA store and allow smaller manufacturers to be able to sell their products as long as they meet our standards. And that's what I was after.
Yes.
You know, kind of how do you guys see this? Is it something we make and then you sell and then we get a part of because it's the Kesh Foundation? Or, you know, are there some things that there will be like two lists is what I'm seeing. There's some things that will be done that way. And then there'll be some that we can just sell because they're smaller items. Yes?
Really soft.
Somebody said really soft.
Oh, sorry. I was
It's
trying
okay. I just, that's okay. I was making sure you were asking something. Okay, so I'm going to continue reading here.
Before you
Oh, hold on.
Heather a little bit is we could build a prototype or a sample and then send
Yes.
it to them and see if it's
Yes.
up to their standard.
Exactly. This is our process. This is what we're planning on selling for this amount. Do you have any upgrades? Do you have any changes? Do we need, is the process, is something different you would want us to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that way we learn, you know,
Yes.
and we're making things that are more reflective of whatever the latest information is.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so for example, if you wish to sell water pitchers that you produce and ship, you would put your products on the foundation site and send the orders to you for shipping. We would put your products on the foundation site and send the orders to you for shipping. So they're kind of which is nice because we don't have to monitor our own website. It's being done through there. Somebody else do that part.
It's a little bit like selling through Amazon.
Yeah.
But
but
we
with
make only 24%.
yeah, well that's
And not, let's say.
this is a traditional
100%.
business.
What is Gunter saying?
Pardon?
What did Gunter say?
I said he's getting ahead to the next sentence. The model Mr. Kesha has been promoting is that manufacturers are allowed to make 24% return on all products sold. You know, and every business you get into is going to have this kind of requirement. It's like, you know, there is a entity that basically has created that, what do you call, brand, that that method, that whatever, and yes, they get part of it, you know.
That part would be 76%, right?
Wait, better read it first.
Well, yeah,
Read it so
exactly.
jump ahead.
If this could be followed, it would eliminate the vendors that are selling cheap pain pens for almost $70 that they've seen on the web. At our manufacturing facility, we would support sub-manufacturers with orders and payments, and the small fees that the foundation would receive would go toward the Kesha USA Foundation for the benefit of the nation. So, you know, by whatever we were doing here, we're supporting the Kesha Foundation USA and the Kesha Foundation Italy, both, I suppose.
Question.
Yeah, carry
How
on.
transparent is the Cash USA Foundation that I know where the benefits are going to?
That would be nice.
You can ask John that. I can just say from my personal experience with them, they are very well reflecting the ethos and ethics on the highest order.
I did not understand what Gunter said.
He wanted to know, do you want to rephrase? Go ahead.
Yeah, about the transparency of the money flow when the Cash USA Foundation is getting the money, where the money is flowing to, how they see or what they see needs to be benefited in this nation.
And that
Very
would be
important.
a viable question for somebody you're getting in a business agreement with. Yeah.
So the 24% would go to the person, to the manufacturer, and there would be an additional amount to the Kesha Foundation?
The rest of it sounds like it would go to the Kesha Foundation. That would be
Yeah.
76%.
Yes. So
I didn't hear what Brad said.
product, let's say a pen for $100, then we get $25 for that. And I think we need to pay also for shipping, or the customer needs to be.
Yeah, that needs to be clarified
and
also.
I mean, this is just, I would like to know, if I do that, where is the other 76% going?
Now, I want to back up on this, the 24%. I know that particularly has to do with, like, say, you sold a MagRav that they built in Arizona. That someone came in your shop, said, I wanted to buy a MagRav, and you received their payment, you're going to get 24% of that sale, even though it's been made somewhere else.
Oh, that's
how I see this.
One at a time.
Oh, one at a time, you guys.
No, you
I think
said
they were.
what you guess, how you see it. So it's not really clear how
They would
he is
need-
expressing that.
Yeah, there would be some more clarification needed, obviously,
So
but
if
this
it's
is a good
only,
start.
I can see if it's only 24% we as a manufacturer are getting out of that, then
It's
So-
actually a good price.
24%?
Yes, it's.
Oh, it
Well,
is?
when you didn't make it in the first place.
I didn't know.
When you
Yeah,
didn't-
It really is.
Okay.
It's like,
That's referring to like a mag grab that they made.
Mag grab for $600.
It's
It's very hard to follow you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll try not to talk at the same time. So we're asking about clarification on this 24%, and that would be a, you know, viable question. The way that I'm understanding that is if I'm in a storefront here in Yelm, and someone comes in and says, I want to buy a mag grab, and I say, okay, they make them in Arizona, you can pay me for it, and I get 24% of it, and the Kesha Manufacturing that actually created it is going to get 75% of
no,
that.
they're gonna
I
get
see.
20, it says it right there.
No,
Manufacturers
Sure,
are allowed
yes,
to make
but-
24.
One at a time.
that is plural.
Well, they're too
Manufacturers.
excited.
It is not only
No, no, no.
one in.
Okay.
It's
Okay, sorry, they're excited.
A manufacturer is
Okay.
allowed to make a 24% return. So if
Okay.
you made the thing,
It's also for
you'd
making.
be getting 24% of
Mhm.
whatever its
Right.
price is.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not for this.
And it's not the retail store that gets the 24%. It's the manufacturer.
You know, after the meeting, I'm
So there was-
Manufacturer would get the 24% return, the profit.
familiar with that.
That's how I read it.
Okay, well,
That would be one.
No clarification.
yep,
And expenses, mailing is part of the expense,
yeah.
shipping.
And the material also is expensive.
Well, that's expense, yes.
So those would be things that would be part of, I'm sure, they've probably already started doing this in other countries. I guess they just haven't really addressed that here yet. I mean, Germany and Australia, they're way ahead of us in all of this stuff. So they do have some
Yeah.
people that have dabbled in this. We just need to apply it to our country. So
And I agree not to have an exorbitant profit.
yeah, so it should make sense, you know?
Yes.
And I like the idea of supporting the foundation and Kesh. I don't think he doesn't have a salary, you know, and he's on there 24/7 teaching.
Wow.
And he's got all these teachers all over the country at it, you know.
That would
It's amazing.
That would eliminate the vendors that are twice that. That
What?
would eliminate vendors
You know what?
that are selling cheap paint pens. It will support them, and we will have more.
Oh, okay, he's referring to this sentence. I'll read the sentence and then you'll say what your question is. This would allow small vendors that have very good ideas to begin to expand their capabilities and would operate within the family that would benefit the whole. And you were saying? Your question?
No, this was just.
I think it
This was much better aspect, but you know, I do not know if John is interested into our opinion we have about what he was writing there.
Well, it sounds to me like, Gunther, that John is familiar with something like Heather was saying, that they have already found that this business model can make money for everybody. And 24% looks low to me too, but you were saying that's really
No, it's
good
not.
for
It's
many
okay.
standard business practice, which surprises me, and I need to learn more.
And yeah,
It's also unclear.
yeah,
This
the
is-
small
this paragraph-
fees.
Excuse me,
Mhm.
it's also very unclear about how that would work. The way the language is put out there,
Yeah.
it is not clear who would get which percent and what they would be doing for
Yes,
it. And
right.
I think that's just needs to have questions answered, and we don't really need to talk about it.
Yep,
Yeah.
get it clarified, and then we
So
can
which-
go from there. So let's see. It's just saying he's seen some of our ideas. We put our patches all over their tables when we were down there and said, this is kind of what we're playing with. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to take some of this to the next level. And now that we have the store where we can control the products and orders and the payment with credit cards coming online next week. And I was going to bring up here in a little bit, they finally do have that online. Where you can order MagGrab parts, basically. Not necessarily an assembled one, but at least you can get the parts out of the USA. So it's up to us to manage our affairs as the foundation belongs to us all. Please let me know your thoughts and those around you, as these are decisions we make for the collective. It would be nice to be able to operate all the activities in the US in a fashion that was open and correct and no confusion about being supported or frowned upon. I love your vision, and we share this with Mr. Kesh also, and perhaps he has some thoughts on how we can support this great vision. Your teams in the Northwest are admired for their understanding and their efforts, and they're always saying that. That Washington group is so ahead of the rest of the country, and I'm like, really? Okay. In addition, I encourage to share your visions and wishes with Dr. Rodrigo. And they talk about him supporting that. And he does. He's just really, 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 really busy. I mean, he's
But when they are
he's also
admiring
teaching.
us, John will listen to this tape.
Yeah, and that's, it'll be on the recording if anybody wants to kind of go back and take a look at that. And then, I mean, I sent our dream list, and within a couple hours he had sent that answer back. So, I mean, he responded like
So
really
That's quick.
we are asked to send them our thoughts. Will we have a meeting about our thoughts? Is there somebody who is writing his or her thoughts about that in the name of the group?
quick.
Let's make sure the group will know.
How do we do that?
We just,
What do you need?
Yeah, 2 more meetings.
we just take
He's asking if somebody will write a follow-up letter to John or to clarify our questions. I think we just need to ask for
Details.
they will have some details written out of their business model for this. At some
That's what
point,
I want to see.
apparently they don't have that yet. So, they need to clarify that on their end, probably.
That'd be great. When they can see that, that would help.
Yeah, and he's really good at, he always answers letters back very rapidly, which is nice. And he sent that on to Kesh, which is kind of cute. And he's, they've said to me several times that they talk about our Washington group at their meetings in Italy and Rome and all that kind of stuff. It's like, really? we're worth talking about? That's nice. It's nice to know that we're on the map anyways, right? Okay.
Yeah, they all should learn to meditate or practice.
I believe that they do. That's just my understanding.
So be it.
I believe it's all free will choice.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to bring up the plasma, what would we call this? The plasma survey that Gunther sent out. Let me see. Does anybody have anything on that before we go on to the survey? That Gunther sent out for the email, because he was hoping to get some input on that as well.
Okay.
Let's see, Lynn said goodbye. Okay.
Lindsay, goodbye.
Yeah.
She sent it. Are these people the people that got the email?
I think so.
Okay, did everybody get a copy of this in their email from Gunther, and are you on the email list if you want to be? He sent out a survey before our last meeting, just to kind of get a feel for, who's interested in doing what's your idea about how you would or wouldn't be involved in the ideas of what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm glad you put that back up there, Heather. It would be good to get more response.
So to everybody that's here, have you received that by email?
Yeah, I sent my answer in.
Yay! I was delinquent. I only sent mine in the other day.
Yes.
I was
I
delinquent.
love it. Got my response to you.
Okay, let me go to chat and see who said what to who there. Are you guys able to see that okay? Not that you need to answer it right now. I just want to make sure that everybody, Jack had to go, that everybody is receiving the emails. If they want to be on the email list and they're not, then we need to know about that.
Karen's face is frozen.
Oh, you're not down at the bottom of the chat. You need to pull it over down at the bottom of the chat.
Let's see. Yeah, Yasmin wants to be on the email list. That was when Lynn said goodbye. Okay.
Sure.
Very good. So, we're looking for some feedback from the people that are starting to kind of listen about these ideas as to what types of things that they're interested in learning there, And it can just all be yes, 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 or some of it can be, oh, no, thank you. You know, it doesn't have to be long or detailed or paragraphs or anything like that whatsoever. And that just kind of gives us an idea, you know, if a space does come available, you know, what do we need? Do we need just, you know, like somebody's 12 by 12 garage, or do we need a 300 square foot building? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
It gives us an idea what we're.
For that idea, it would be good to have the voice of everybody who is experimenting with.
It puts your energy.
Plasma. And
yeah.
That we don't have access to those lists.
To those lists.
Those lists from Dr. Rodrigo
and Miha.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So I do not do anything else before I have those lists.
To send it on to everybody
And
that we know is
also
kind of doing Kesha
Yeah,
stuff.
I can't deal with when only 4 or 5 or 6 people
Yes.
are responding to them. So
Yeah, that is too small.
yes, let's say here, no,
Well, let's wait till
we are renting a space in near that one for $1,200, and we are 6 people. That is the chance.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
It's not gonna happen.
forget about that.
We have to have approximately, I would think we need to have about, what do you think, about 100 participants before we can even consider renting something over 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different.
Or somebody that donates a
$30.
space.
That's
You know,
right.
let the universe show us. If
Yes,
this is
right.
supposed to be rented
Yes.
and happen, then everybody will come up with their $100 bill and say, here, Gunter, do this.
Yeah.
And if that's not the way to go, then somebody will come up with a,
Right.
hey, you know,
Yeah.
do this in my facility, or I'm just going to let you do that because I want to plasmify my property. You
Yeah.
know, that kind of
So
thing.
is everybody agreeing?
Okay.
May I ask humbly if we do the meditation next meeting, and then we add and we send out our desire, our need for facilities.
Yes. Well, we can do.
Yeah, and the others you agree with that? Are they unmuted?
Okay, restate what you were saying, Gunter, because I think we're kind of on a slightly different.
Is everybody okay with when we get together next time that we are doing a meditation, a plasma meditation, and that we add our desire, our wish to the universe, to the plasma field, that we are looking for a place which is affordably, or which is free for us?
Yeah. Right.
Thumbs up.
That was a question, folks.
Yep. I think I've got you unmuted. There we
Is
go.
Gunter saying, is it okay for us to ask the universe for a facility? Is that what he
Yes, in that meditation,
Okay, once
when
again,
we are down connected with the pure field of plasmatic energy, with the void.
Yes.
The field will allow that, I think.
Yes, I agree.
She said yes.
Yeah, okay, we need to show a strong intent, I would
Oh,
say.
she did. She went like this.
Okay, yes,
I
that's
saw her thumbs up.
that's the thumbs up. Very good. Yasmin says yes, see. She's talking in Spanish, so she really means it. Yep. Very good. Okay. Well, let's see, what else did I have on my, gonna show it on the screen list? Is there, let me get rid of that one there. We were gonna do some sharing and answer some questions as well. I think I just was gonna kind of show some of the places where we tend to communicate here. I know part of our group is on Facebook and the other part is not, and that's all fine. There's other things on the, there we go. Trying to share my screen here so that you can kind of go through some tabs that I have marked. What I've been doing is these are Facebook pages if you do that, or if you don't, I've been posting information about these meetings on the Kesha Foundation, Washington State Facebook page. That's run by Mark House, just like the Golden Age of GaNS. I post information about this on the Kesha Foundation community site, which is the one that the foundation's really trying to get us to.
Oh, is this on our side?
to use. Yeah. So you do have to like sign in and get a username and all that. It's not Facebook. It's and you just in the search for groups you type Yelm, and it's the Yelm Area Kesha Tech Group. Okay, and then that's where I post things like when I get the letters back and forth, when we come up with the wish list, when we're going to have a meeting.
Thank you.
That way it's something that's not on Facebook for people that are not on Facebook. Okay, well, and we put links of it in the email, I think, right? I think you had one in the last email.
Yes, yes, yes. Everybody is invited to go there.
Yeah, because right now there's one member, me. But no, I think there's Gunter's on there, and a couple other people have commented and put information. So that's a little, instead of just having emails getting piled up in the email, you can go there and just kind of have one spot and see, okay, this is what's been done since the last meeting. And
so I think everybody knows that we have our site at the CAS Foundation, and nobody is going there to get a little bit of activities in there. Heather is the only one. Thank you, Heather.
No, there's several others. That's okay. It'll expand. And the other thing I do, the people that are on Facebook, I just do a Facebook message set that it's got the people that I know are friends of mine on Facebook, and that there's a place here that I just kind of put the links, and we try to keep it to that.
Hopefully we can forward it to those that we don't.
It's not on Golden Age. Yeah, it's just here on Facebook Messenger. So,
so folks out there, if you're not signed up on that Keshi, that's something I've got to do too. Also, if we're not signed up on the Yelm Area Keshi Tech Group, on the Keshi Foundation Community Connection site, then we need to. I would encourage everyone to do that so that we can have that commonality that'll work for everyone.
Yeah, people are reminding us to talk one at a time. We'll try to do that. We don't get too excited around here. Okay, I did want to show the Golden Age of GaNS site Facebook page, because I use that a lot. Every time I come up with a new PDF or a new YouTube, I put it on there. And if you're on the Golden Age of GaNS site and you click on the files, and I'm not the only one, there's a lot of people that post there. I'm trying to slide this up without opening something different. There we go. People put their stuff on here all the time, but anything that's got my name on it, obviously I'm the one that posted it. It's got a lot of the instruction sheets that we put out at the expo is why I put that up here, because people are like, where do we find all those instruction sheets that we had laminated and everything? And there's like 10 or 15 of them right up and down through there. And you can download them, and because that's a lot of stuff. If you were sitting there and made photocopies of all of that stuff to give to people, you do. That's an investment. Okay. Oopsies.
Did you see Yasmin's last question?
Yasmin says, I tried to sign up today earlier, but I did not allow me to sign up. Is there a specific procedure, or do you need to give me permission? Oh. That's a very good question, Yas. I guess I better find that out, huh? Trying to get that out of the way so I can move that. Thank you. Okay. The other thing I was going to put up, there's all of this information on YouTube. I don't know how many people on here frequent that. It's not just mine. There's ones everywhere. That's really small. But my YouTube channel is called One with Light. And I'm not trying to promote that. It's just a place where I pull the stuff that's useful to me. So when people say, how do I make GaNs and how do I harvest this? I'm like, go to the Facebook page. Yeah. And, we did one recently with Dr. Rodrigo on how he makes his new large health tube panel.
Slides are a little too fast for me.
Well, that's what the pause button is for. And it gives, the instructions how to do it. I went over his house and took pictures, and then we put together some PDFs on, I'm not going to play the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was trying to come up with the picture of his tower. Where is it?
Well, it's nice just to see that you just giving us a little
taste. Is it the end?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's on YouTube. And it shows all the hows and whys of how he made that. And somewhere in there is a picture of the actual device. I'm not finding it right now, but you can play that. And we post them other places too, like all over YouTube and everywhere. Okay, and then this is just, I was going to show everybody that we finally have a Kesha Foundation USA website. For, you know, John in Arizona, they put this together. That's where we took a little tour, got to meet these beautiful young men they've got in there. They're techno wizards making tons of coils. And I think what they're selling at the moment is mostly, I'm gonna have to move the chat page, let's see, be able to get that, is like carts and things like that. They're not selling necessarily a full mag grab, but you can buy, you can purchase the ones that are coming out of Italy, but you can also, where is the other part here? Purchase these that are like components. So they're getting where you can purchase like the parts for the health units, capacitors, already made coils.
GaNS
See if I can make
is
this one, not GaNS, I didn't see GaNS. Oh, that's really small. Can we get, oh, there it goes. You can buy this, which is basically their kit. And, you know, it needs to be nano coated. You got to wrap your capacitors and put it together with their instructions.
Cool.
Yeah. So,
Well, then,
I mean, that's a start. I mean, it's at least they don't have to take everything out of Italy, which is a little bit slow.
So what was that a kit for?
For a magrev, to make your home power unit.
Triple stack.
Yeah, triple stacker. There's different words for that. Let's see. I don't know if you're seeing the name of this website. It's US. Let me go back to their main one.
oh yeah, USA Store Kesha
Kesha Foundation. Yeah. So that's.
And all these URLs will be on some email that you send to us?
I suppose I should do that. I'll just leave them up here and then I can do that. Or what I'll do is I'll post them below the video after I upload the video. And I don't know what that was. Okay. Those were the things that I kind of wanted to show as far as resources and kind of what's going on as far as the USA getting started and having their own facilities. So I think that's been part of it, is getting some things to happen out of the USA, and then you can, you know, get more stuff. It's easier to order something out of USA than it is out of Italy, hopefully.
Hey, Heather, I have a comment.
Yeah.
It looks like we could be selling. Let's see, they're going to sell from their USA store, and then we could perhaps also sell things retailly, locally, through their store, or maybe have in stock at our workshop, since they've already been building them, you know, and then we don't have to duplicate their efforts. It's certainly not right away. Later on, when our skill levels rise to their level of quality control, then we can go ahead and start building as well. But it certainly doesn't need to be first on our priority list.
Yep. That's beautiful. All right. Go ahead.
Did anyone go to the Cash Sunday workshop a few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Cash Sunday workshop 3 weeks ago.
You know, the Rodrigo workshop.
No, I've not been to his.
And there's one coming up this Sunday. Does anyone know anything about that?
What I know of that, I believe it's, now don't quote me on this, just because I asked him about it a little bit. It's the people that have partially completed the units that he's teaching. I think he's teaching the 2-coil health panel and the MagRav. And the people that are partway through and almost done, he wants to help them get finished by Christmas, getting those done. So I don't know if it's open, you know, to other people that are not in that process, or if it's just for the people that are doing that. I'll ask more into that and see, because I had thought that maybe we could coordinate something that day. You know, have like our meeting for our group either before or after or something like that. But I haven't
What's the date?
had an answer back yet, so I don't want to say anything about that. Next Sunday, December 4th, 5th. I'd have to look at the calendar.
4.
Are any of you in this meeting today involved in that?
Yeah, I will be there.
Okay. What do you know, Miss Erica?
Hello, my dear. Yeah,
Hello.
I'm building the health unit, and I want to progress with that. But your idea is good, you know. I think Rodrigo's open to the possibility that you have an input and use that meeting for getting some information out. Or I think you should call Catherine because she's organizing the workshop.
Okay, can you give me some information, or just if you feel more comfortable with it, give Catherine my phone number and contact information, have her give me a call. Yeah. I would like that because I don't think we have her on our list, or no.
Is that Catherine Flick?
Yeah. She works very close with Angela, with Rodrigo's wife, and they are doing patches and giving them away for free, you know.
Yes, that'd be nice to coordinate.
Yeah, Catherine helps a lot with organizing workshops and helping Rodrigo, you know.
Nice. Yes, if you can help us get in touch, that would be great. I did get a message back from Miho. He's interested in me sending him the updates on when we have these meetings and what we're talking about. He just said he's real busy right now trying to finish his book. He hopes to get it finished by the end of the year, and then he'll be more available to assist and help out with things.
Heather, there's one more person up there that had a comment.
Okay. What you got?
I think it was Anne, wasn't it? Was it Anne?
I did attend the first health workshop, but I was not able to make the one after that. I have the 2 sets of main coils, but that's all I have. So I'm not sure I have enough to go to do anything with.
No, it's up to you. Get some more material and show up. Simply go there. They won't turn you away.
Yeah, he's about the most open-hearted being I've met.
Yes, Erica, did you go 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Can you tell us anything about that day?
Yeah, there were the people building the health unit, and Rodrigo went around and had a time with everybody. So everybody got all the answers, the questions answered. He helped everybody. That was the program, you know, not a general teaching, but to go spend time with everybody who was building it, you know.
And we can start another wave of that, you know. Whitney and I sat down with him, and I went over it with him again the other day of just putting together a blueprint of his MagRav, the way that he's made it. It's almost finished. And, you know, we could start another wave of that. People that are starting over, you know, or starting from scratch, right? And then through the process of completing it and stuff. Okay, well, what I'm aware of is our meeting is quite long here in the last recording, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up enough to go ahead and turn this recording off, and then we can visit about the other things we were talking about, some questions and share.
And then showing our
Yes.
products is next Monday also, or what?
Next Monday. You know, I like weekends better than Mondays, but that's just my.
Just because
I think we did that
Dr.
because ready I
Rodrigo
am.
was telling he's busy during the weekend and he would prefer to have it during the week. But, you know, he's not available and he's busy.
Okay.
So we can do it also during the weekend, my opinion.
Yeah, and then I'm just reminded that Sunday they're doing their workshop. So, so yeah, we're trying to establish when are we going to get together next, us, to do more sharing and working this stuff out. Well, I don't want to commit to Sunday until I have a chance to ask Rodrigo if that's all right to do that.
Yeah, I can send an email.
Okay, we're gonna say either Sunday or Monday of next week, and either at his Lions Club gathering or just on Zoom. We can say that. Well, we can say that it will be Sunday. We can say that it will be Sunday, and we'll either do it there at the lodge or we'll do it somewhere else.
And the people that are from a distance,
Yes.
they'll be out.
Mm-hmm.
They what, Gina?
They won't be able to be here, the people at a distance. It's obvious.
They will, or yeah, they won't. So they can still Zoom?
Carolyn cannot do it, but from Michigan.
So they could still Zoom?
Yes.
Rodrigo.
Okay.
Yeah, I can, at the workshop, if we're at the workshop and we have a meeting like this and he's okay with us having that meeting there for part of that evening, then I can bring the computer, I can do a hotspot, you know, doesn't need to be too long because it's data, but I can do it for, you know, 30 minutes something.
Doesn't his workshop start at 12 or 1? So maybe your meeting could be before that.
Yeah, that was the proposal I sent to him. I know it, I think it was Thanksgiving weekend and his birthday, and sometimes he chooses to spend some time with his family instead of up in the Kesha business, which I don't blame him. Poor guy, he's quite busy with all of that. Plus he's teaching the Spanish, you know how there's the German teaching, he's teaching the Spanish teaching, and I don't know how he fits it all in. And he's in the private teaching and the medical teaching. He shows up for all those things. So, yeah. He showed up for the agriculture teaching the other day. Like, how do you do all this? Okay.
He's cloned.
So for the moment, our next plan is to have a meeting on Sunday at the time to be announced.
This coming Sunday.
This coming Sunday. Is that correct?
And what location is it going to be physically?
We don't know yet. It's either going to be at the Lions Lodge or here.
Lions Lodge?
Or on Zoom. It's going to be on Zoom for sure. That's what we can say. Do we want to make it at 11 o'clock in the morning? And that way it's before his
workshop.
Or 10 o'clock? Or?
Yeah, 10 o'clock.
Okay, 10 o'clock Sunday morning at the moment.
Okay.
Okay?
10 o'clock Sunday morning.
Yep, on Zoom. We'll send you the information, and if it also happens to be a physical workshop space before that, we'll let you know. Does anybody have anything to add before we stop recording?
I want to ask you, where are you physically right now? Because I didn't get an email where you would meet.
Well, we're trying to fit this in between my my classes and things like that, so I'm just trying to do it mostly on Zoom. And I think Gunther had some things to share, and
no, I sent
that
you
as
that
well.
email that we are on Zoom tonight.
So we don't always have everybody gather in the physical space at the same time. My preference is to do it mostly by Zoom so I can get back to my classes. So,
Okay.
yes.
You are remote.
And Linda's like, let's not fill the whole house up. So, you know. So we'll try to alternate it when we get there or something.
No, tonight with the traffic on 507, I could have gotten to your house faster than I got home.
All right. Okay. Well, next time.
Who is that?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Great. Okay, folks. I think we ought to wrap it up so it doesn't get too darn long. I'm not going to stop the Zoom. I'm just going to stop the recording. So, yeah, Linda, say goodbye.
I'm here in spirit.
Oh, no. And that's the question about the vote.
Yes, we're going to do that. We're going to do a sharing on questions and things on a separate recording. That's all, because this one's gotten really long as well. Okay, so I'm going to stop. Thank you, everybody, for being with us.